Hi everybody, welcome back to the studio. This is Nativa. So for this week, I'm going to be working on another journal page. As you guys know, I've been working on this journal to give to a friend, and I'm on the last few pages of it. And today, the page that I'm working on is about flourishing, and it kind of features some of Dina Wakley's new products from her newest release, which I think is just super duper cute. So I'm going to share that with you all in a little bit, but I wanted to talk quickly about what it means to flourish. You know, when people think about flourishing, they think about just like, vibrancy and just being in the state of like thriving all the time. But I really think flourishing isn't necessarily about being in the mindset of just successful all the time. I think it's just those little steps of resiliency that you take to help yourself overcome something or just a day-to-day life. And so I think it's important to really just, slow down and really dissect that word flourishing, because you don't want to get stuck in that mindset that in order to be flourishing, that you are constantly on cloud nine, living it up 100% all the time. So one of the things about flourishing that I think is just really important is to understand that growth happens in struggles. I think, again, those little bits and little steps of resiliency that I think can really help you overcome the challenges you have in life. I love the fact that, I always tell people this, that sometimes we as people, we ask God, we pray, we trust the universe or whatever the case may be. In my case, I pray and I ask God for something. And I always say when I ask for something, that is point one, step one, right? Or point A. And the space in between point A to point B is when I actually receive the thing. But to me, the most important part of asking for something is that space in between point A to point B, because that is where true growth happens. And that is where I think a lot of people can actually flourish, because you're overcoming those small struggles. You're overcoming the challenges that you may be facing. You are becoming more and more resilient. So I think growth happens in the face of struggles, and that is how you can truly, truly flourish. To also flourish, I think it means you have to nurture yourself. That could mean spiritually, physically, emotionally, all the things, right? I think sometimes it can be really hard when you are just in the midst of everything you're dealing with and you fail to actually like take some time and giving yourself permission to take that time to actually nurture yourself. So when you're in that midst of trying to flourish in something or flourish in life in general, take some time to nurture yourself. Really slow down and think about, what do I need spiritually? What do I need emotionally? What do I need physically for me to be in a healthy place where I can feel like I am moving forward? And then lastly, I think when it comes to flourishing, celebrating the small wins is super important. You don't have to, to accomplish something just massive for you to be flourishing. Those little small steps you take, those little wins that you have, those little things that you accomplish that may seem really minor to people, but it could be really, really massive or big to you in your journey. I think it's really important. Those small wins can help propel you forward when you're feeling down. You can kind of reflect back and say, okay, what have I actually accomplished? What are the things that I've done that I didn't think I could ever do? Those are the things you want to really pay attention to, because again, those are the moments you're going to actually use to propel you forward to accomplishing your goal and also flourish in your everyday life. So remember, flourishing is not about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, every single time, right? To see that I am important. My needs and my desires are important. I matter. The things I think matter. The way that I carry myself matters. The way I present my work matters. It's about just you showing up and saying, I'm here. I deserve to be here. I belong here. I think that's what flourishing really is. So I would encourage you, before you jump into the lesson, to really take some time and think about how you're flourishing in your life. What are the things you're doing to really help yourself, move forward in the direction that you want to go? I think when you start really paying attention to that, you will see that you're actually flourishing in your everyday life. So I hope this was just really helpful to you. I know it was just a quick little encouragement session, but I encourage you to also jump into the lesson and let's make something. Okay? See you guys on the other side. Bye. So welcome back to the studio. This is Natifa. And today I'm doing another journal page in here. But I just got some of Dina Wakley's new products that she has out, and I'm going to be playing with those today. So I wanted to show you what she just released so we can play together. So these are some 5-inch square tags. These are massive. I don't think I've ever seen tags this big before. Yeah, they're pretty massive. And then she has the 4-inch square tags as well. And then she's got the 3-inch square tags. So I think like these might be really good for making, like, I call them taggy stacks. So maybe we'll do that today. I'm not sure. But they're essentially, I'll show you in a minute. And then she's got some stencils. This one here is a stencil that's new. This one, which is super duper cool. Look at that. Super cool. And this one, pretty cool too. So I think I'll play with some of those. And then she's got a new stamp set that has, get this out. This is the new stamp set, which I think these are really cool, especially for like, I don't really think like Dina Wakley stuff is like seasonal. So if you're into like, you know, Christmas making or whatever, they're not traditional, like, you know, seasonal, but I do think these stamp sets can lend to making some like holiday type, wintry type scene stuff. So I love that. And then she's got some collage papers, and here are all of the different designs in this one. And we will play with some of those today. All right, so I think I'm going to play with this one first. And I am just going to start playing with stuff and see what size these are. So this is kind of massive. And so I think if I close this page, this might be kind of, I can move it off the page a little bit, I think. That'll be fine. So I think we're going to do that today. We're going to play with that. Oh, I need this on here. And I think, let me see the other size 4. Maybe size 4 might be better. There are 20 pieces in each of these. So that will work. But I kind of like this massive one, honestly. I just think it's really cool. So I could do something where I kind of, no, I don't want to, because I have to, if I do a pocket, then I'm going to have to put the pocket over outside of that. So I might do something where I chop this down a little bit, maybe. It's like a massive tag. Do you like that? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. I want to play with some stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going to play around and see. I like these mushrooms, and so I think I'm going to grab the mushrooms and play with them, because I think they're cute. All right, now we can do the mushrooms on the back of this. Yes, let's do that, I think, and then we will kind of figure out something else. So I'm going to grab some collage medium. I am like on my last leg of collage medium. It's pretty sad. Okay, so I'm just gonna use some black gesso to gesso this. All right, so next I'm using this little, this is a little stamping situation. not stamping, it's for embossing stuff, and it just creates this little like chalky look on your paper, to kind of get rid of all of the smudgy situations and remove all the oils from your fingers onto your paper. And honestly, I don't really love it, but if I want to emboss something, I kind of like to use it. So we'll see how this goes. I may kind of go back in here afterwards and do something else. But today I'm just going to use, I'm going to use a stencil and kind of put this in here like that. And I'm going to use my dabber. And because this is black, it's gonna, it is going to, whatever embossing glaze I use on here is gonna just become like a clearer glaze, which is okay. That's kind of the look I'm going for. I'm grabbing a Distress embossing pen, just to kind of touch up these edges here that's not kind of looking amazing. So we have this little bit right here, and I love that look. So then I'm going to come back in here with just, let me try to get all this black ink off. And I'm going to dry my brush, and I'm just going to kind of come back in here and wipe this off. Hopefully it removes some of that chalk to make it a little bit more matte. Again, cool beans. Okay, let that dry a bit. And you can kind of see there's a little bit darker. I'm gonna put this down to dry. I'm gonna grab some, what is this one? This is like Tim Holtz's craft stock paper. And I'm gonna be using these two little, the deer. And I probably need to grab my stamping board. Okay. I don't know if I will make it work. All right. So we're going to cut these out. I'm using some distressed watercolor pencils. Well, let me grab all of them so you can see. Okay. Okie doke. So here is our final piece. And I did the collage paper on the back. I used one of her like transparencies as like my base, and then I did the little tag with the deer. I did the colored them with distressed watercolor pencils. Added my little flourish here and just doodled around. I added some snippets from Tim Holtz around here as well, and just sort of did that. I kind of like, I want to add a little bit more around his head a little bit. Just add a bit of a halo. And I'm really loving this. Okay. Oh. All right. And then, so there's that. So I think I'm going to add some white around this because I think that's pretty. You know, I love my doodles. So I'm just going to add some white around his head. And there we go. All right, so here is actually the final piece. There. So I just added some little dots around his head, or I don't know if it's a boy, but the deer's head. And just to kind of create a little bit of a halo. And yeah, I really like it. So tell me what you think in the comments if you like this page or not. And yeah, all right. Well, thanks for joining me today. Hopefully it was fun just watching me create. And if you have any questions, as always, let me know. All right. Bye.